This is how I pack for a month-long trip to the Alps. I'm headed to Chamonix and Switzerland, Zermatt, and the surrounding areas with intentions to climb 4,000 meter peaks, as well as some classic alpine climbs. And this video is going to be about how I'm packing to prepare for that trip. I leave in 2 days, and I kind of want to give you the rundown on everything that I bring, the way that I travel, the way that I climb, and the way that I capture the content. So let's kind of start off with, I got multiple bags. So I have this bag here and this bag over here. I'm fortunate enough that I'm flying Turkish Air, and they've included 2 checked bags with that, totaling 50 pounds. So that's huge. I do have a car, I do have a place to stay, so traveling a little heavier like this is fine. And the reason why I need it is because with so many different objectives, I have to carry a lot of different gear, primarily different size ropes and length ropes, because each objective is slightly different. So not everything is the same. I will be finding partners to climb with while I'm there, and they should have gear as well, but I can't rely on that 100%. I want to show up prepared. I want to be able to do the things that I want to do, and I'll find the right partners as well. So first bag, we got this first bag. This is actually a North Face bag. Love it, super durable. The only downside is that it doesn't have wheels, so carrying around a 50-pound bag is pretty heavy over time. So in this one so far, I have just a few ropes. So this bag right here, this is going to be a 40-meter rope, very thin. It's I believe it's a 7-1 Mammut. So I use this to climb the Matterhorn. Super lightweight. Don't really do any climbing with it because it's so short. This is more for glacier travel and alpine climbing where you want to move light and fast. It's a fantastic rope. I have a 70-meter. This is the Zeros Nanos by Sterling, and this is an 8-9, very light. And then I have a set of half ropes. This is 50-meter. A lot of the routes in Chamonix are actually built for 50-meter ropes, so having a double 50-meter rope setup is ideal. So I think with all these, I'm pretty set up for almost anything that I want to tackle, and that fills up a good portion of this bag. Going to be weighing this pretty shortly. So those are my ropes. The next bag over here, this bag is going to be a lot of my climbing gear. So I have ice screws, I have quick draws, all my trad gear, walkie-talkies, as you can see, cams, glacier travel kit, anchors, basically my whole climbing rack. And as you can see, that fills up the bottom half of that bag pretty full. I also have a tent, a sleeping pad, sleeping mattress, pillow, and then this I bought the last time I was in the Alps. They basically require you to have one of these when you stay in one of the huts. It's basically for sanitation purposes, but I kept it. It's very useful. So then we also have, I got my crampons. These are the Camp Cassine Blade Runners. I've had these for probably, 5 years now. And they're bulletproof. They're made of entirely steel. I love that you can replace the tips. So when you file them down enough times after they get dull, you can replace them, and that's been huge. They are a little heavier than most that are on the market, but I find them to be just so trusty and stable that it's worth it for me. I'll save weight in other areas. I have another piece of kit from camp. This is my ice axe, very lightweight, aluminum. I wouldn't say it's super sharp for picking into anything. However, for its purpose of self-arresting, it's fantastic. So I keep that with me. And then depending on the objective, I don't have the tips on. They're right here, but these are my ice tools. I have them off because when I travel, I don't like them on there. I don't want it poking through my bag. It looks more deadly to go through a checked bag. So I take them off and I put them in the bag like that. So those are my ice tools. These are the ice tool leashes, which I use for bigger alpine routes. I don't want to lose it down the side of a glacier. I have a couple different pairs of boots and shoes. Basically, the whole time I'm in Chamonix, I'm going to be wearing these. These are my TX4s by La Sportiva. Amazing approach shoe. I had the TX3s forever. These are new to me, but I love them so far. The main reason I went with these over the TX3s is they have a bit more protection from weather with the leather. The TX4s they're more breathable. They were great for like Arizona or desert climbing because they had like that mesh on them, but I need this for the Alps. So super comfortable, extra sticky rubber. The boots that I'll be using most of the time are by Mammut. Mammut actually gave me this pair of Kento High GTX to test out. I was skeptical at first, but after putting them on the scale, they're very close to the boots that I used last season. And they definitely have a good amount of rigidity and they can accept crampons, and we'll see how they go. So these I'm going to be testing out. Since I do have 2 check bags, I'm probably going to bring these as well. These are also Mammut. This is what I used to climb the Matterhorn last year. This is notably the lightest boot on the market. That may have changed, but I'm actually surprised how close in weight these are. These actually aren't that far off, only by like 10 grams a boot. So these are also just very technical, stiff. Those ones might bend a little bit more, but technical. I love this boot as well. Now, carrying on, I got 2 headlamps. I have one that's rechargeable, 450 lumens, I believe. And I always keep the charging device with this, right? If I need to charge it in the car or if I need to charge it in the hut or the hotel room, I'm just always ready to be charging that thing. And then I have a backup. You never know when something happens. It's good to be prepared. I have a backup one, and this one is powered by battery. So I have that in case, let's say, my partner dies or I need a backup. Just, it's good to have. Now, for safety, I have 4 things in my kit. I have an emergency blanket, right? Let me set up this camera. So there's been times in my life where almost all of these could have been useful, and I didn't have them. Emergency blanket, super lightweight. Obviously, it's not going to keep you warm, but it could save your life, and it could save somebody else's life. So for me, having this in my bag is a nice little backup peace of mind to have in case you go hypothermic or you need to protect yourself from rain. Whatever that may be, it's good to have. Another one, this thing weighs less than a pound. It's so light and it packs down small. This is the RAB Group Shelter 2. You can actually get into this thing. It's like a little mini tent. You back up into it with your partner and they face you, and you can put a trekking pole in the center of it, and it provides you shelter from wind, rain, snow, and actually keeps you warm. So I've been benighted in the past, and I owned this thing, and all I could think about when I was shivering on the side of the mountain was how bad I needed it and wished I had brought it. So I'm never going to leave this outside my bag on a bigger objective, multi-pitch mountaineering. Just throw it in there. Another one that I've never had to use, and I hope that I don't ever have to use this, but this is a tourniquet made by CAT, C-A-T. I think that there could be plenty of situations that could happen in the backcountry with anything, rock fall or any type of injury where you could cut an artery. Getting one of these fast onto the person's body or your own could be the difference between life and death before search and rescue comes to get you. So I highly recommend this. It's cheap, it's light, throw it in your bag. And then this Garmin I've also had for probably 7 years. This one's the clunkier model, but I don't feel like changing it. The GPS has saved me at nighttime to get myself back to camp after a 20-hour day. I've never had to pull the SOS trigger, but it's nice to have there just in case. And you do get search and rescue insurance if you opt in for it, and I think it's well worth it. It's a no-brainer to sign up for that. So Garmin, yes. Just some other little things. These are clothes. I got various socks. I have, this is actually awesome for recovery. This is my favorite travel. Let me get this open. This is my favorite travel massage gun. This is by Bob and Brad. Super quiet, compact, and rechargeable with the USB-C. So this thing is a badass. And listen, let me turn it on. I mean, it's on. You can barely hear it. So love this thing. Super powerful. Great on those recovery days. I wouldn't leave the home without it. All the other essentials: glasses, goggles, towel, helmet. And then I carry 3 backpacks with me, depending on what the objective might be. I have a 15, a 28, and a 55. And that's pretty much all my adventure gear there, guys. I will be packing more clothes than that. And then on top of that, I'm going to be bringing guidebooks. I have 2 smaller guidebooks that are travel worthy for 4,000 meter peaks. I have another guidebook for the Rouges and Les Gaillardes, which are both in Chamonix. And then I love this guidebook by Ben Tibbetts, Alpenglow. Probably going to end up taking pictures of these because this is a coffee table book and it doesn't make sense to travel with. And then, of course, all the camera gear. I have the GoPro 360 camera, drone, the camera that I'm using now, tripod, lens, and all that's going to go in my carry-on there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first video. I know it's very informal, but I wanted to get my face in front of the camera and give you guys an idea about what I'm about. I'm really excited to be out here documenting 30 days in the Alps and see what happens. We've got, weather, we got battling fitness and what my body can do, but this is the beginning of the story. We're going to go out there and get after it, and yeah, thank you for joining along.